Hey guys, I'm Brad Kolstad with Fish Armor. With me here is Kent Evans, also with Fish Armor. We manufacture forward-facing sonar shuttles and pole systems to make your system completely portable. We know that in many aspects, much like this Lund here, we have a hardwired forward-facing system on the boat. And what we're learning is we need portability, not just from, say, ice to summer or from a boat to boat, but within the boat. So in this example, we're going to go over how you can install our forward-facing system in the back of this boat so that a co-angler can use it.
So as Brad was saying, we offer an array of different components that allow you to mount our shuttle and our poles onto most any boats, whether that's aluminum or fiberglass. To start that process, you're going to start with a track system. This can mount directly to your gunnel on your boat. Otherwise, if you do happen to have a T-bolt track system integrated into your boat, then we offer these T-bolt brackets that mount right to the track and into your T-bolt slots on your boat. Then we have the mount plate, which holds your shuttle onto your boat. This mount plate adapts for the Pro Light, the Pro Extreme, or the Pro Ultra Light. So once you have the mount plate, you'll have to choose a bracket for the bottom. And there's two options there. We have the lift and turn base, which is this one, or we have a Larmac that will also bolt onto here, and that one spins freely, where the lift and turn you have to pick up, turn, and it locks into place. If you want to just mount this right to the deck of your boat, it can be screwed down to the deck of your boat. If you want to drill your own holes in here and mount it to the rack of a snowmobile or four-wheeler, you can also do that. Our proprietary dovetail system built into the bottom of our rotomolded shuttle locks extremely rigid into this mount plate, so you can leave your unit on your gunnel while you're running. So the final component that you're going to need to mount all this to your boat is going to be the boat pole mount. This will slide right into your track, and we have a couple different options with that. This happens to be the black. We do offer a silver, and we have it in a 6-inch, an 8-inch, or a 14-inch long version. The width of your gunnel will determine which size you need. So this particular customer wanted to track on both sides of their boat. What that's going to do is allow him to move his shuttle and his pole mount from either side of the boat. So in this instance, we have a 24-inch track, and that's going to give us enough room to mount the shuttle along with the pole holder next to it and operate them together. And then on our website, it'll tell you how many T-bolt brackets you need, if that's how you're going to mount it to your boat. And you'll buy the corresponding T-bolt brackets to mount to that track system. The nice thing with that system is you don't have to permanently mount or drill holes into your gunnel. So to install this track on this boat, this happens to be a Lund with a 45-degree rail track T-bolt system. So we're going to use these 45-degree T-bolt brackets. And on a 24-inch track, it requires 4 of them. All we need is a Phillips screwdriver and a 1/2-inch wrench. So we're going to just mount those right to the bottom of this track with these Phillips screws. Once they're locked on there, they're not going anywhere. So after you have all of them installed onto your track, you're going to turn your T-bolt bolts parallel with the brackets. Then you're simply just going to set them into your T-bolt slot on your gunnel in the area that you want it mounted. And then all you have to do is take your 1/2-inch wrench, and as you tighten it, it'll turn those T-bolts so they lock into the track. It's that easy to install it. So now that we've got your track mounted to the side of your boat, now we're ready to start installing all the Fish Armor products. So we're going to start with the mount plate. This particular mount plate has a lift and turn base on it. So we're going to make sure the set screws are threaded out far enough so they're flush with the bottom of the plate. And then we're going to slide it into the track. Being that this is a 24-inch long track, we're able to set this wherever we want on that track. Once you decide the location, then you're just going to tighten these thumb screws. That'll lock it in, making it rigid. All right, so now the last thing to install here is our pole mount. Real similar to the mount plate, all we're going to do is slide it on and lock it into place wherever we decide that we want to fish with it. All right, now that we've got all this mounted to the side of the boat, we're ready to actually mount our shuttle onto the mount plate. It doesn't get much easier than this. All you do is slide it onto them dovetail feet and lock the front on with the buckle, and you're ready to go. So next is going to be mounting the pole onto the pole holder. So to install the pole, all we're going to do, take it off of our shuttle, have the bushing above this top claw, that'll come in, and then you'll snap the bottom in, drop it down so the bushing sits inside the claw here, and then there's a thumb screw here that you use to lock it in. Also creates tension so it doesn't spin freely, or you can have it spin freely. The other option that we have is this retaining pin. So it stows up here if you're not using it, but if you're going to be in rough water or you're trolling, you can pull this pin out and put it through here so that your pole can't pop out of the claws. So some of you might have noticed this part over here that we haven't referenced yet. For those of you that are up in the ice belt, and may have bought an ice fishing pole from us already or will be buying an ice fishing pole, this is what'll come on there for ice fishing. It's your tripod that'll go over your hole, holds your pole. So in order to use that same pole, because it's versatile and you can use it in summer and winter, all you have to do is remove this tripod and you keep the bushing on the pole, and then you're set for summer. So now that we have the pole mounted in the boat pole mount, I'll show you again how we operate this. So you can just tilt it up by pulling this pin and it locks into place. Lift it and turn it towards the back of the boat if you want to run it like that, then you're set to go. You can leave it just like this when you're running across the lake between spots. So another thing that guys really like about our pole system is that if you want, you can just flip it right over top like this and store it like that for running across the lake. So for those of us that have used different ice poles and boat poles, we know the pain points of them, and one of the main pain points is cord management. We took that into consideration pretty heavy when we designed our pole here, and that's why we developed the end unit here that the cable goes through and goes up through your pole, but yet you can still extend your pole. So this really eliminates any tangles or issues that you'll have with the pole and the cord wrapping around each other. A lot of the boat pole systems are rigid fixed systems, so if it's a 60-inch pole, you always have a 60-inch pole that you have to deal with. So the nice feature on ours also is that you can retract this 60-inch pole all the way down like this, and now you're able to transport it or store it a lot easier. Our pole is compatible with all the different systems out there. It's just the different ends here, and you'll order that with your pole. Our system is toolless on how you adjust the transducer, so it's just a click either way for down, forward, or if you want to go into perspective, you tilt it up like that. You have different options here for different degrees for where you want to aim your perspective. Otherwise, just slap it back down and you're ready to go and down.